Being a strong, independent woman means you like to live life boldly. You like to live life on your own terms. You are a freaking badass. It means you like to make choices with confidence. You know who you are. You know what your values are. You know what your beliefs are. You are someone who is not willing to settle in relationships where someone is not treating you right. And because you are a strong, powerful woman, you understand the importance of choosing the right partner. The right partner is someone who has a massive impact in our life and our well-being. And for a strong, independent woman, she knows the importance of choosing a man who is emotionally secure. Someone who isn't intimidated by her, who isn't intimidated by her success, her ambitions, and her goals, but instead who wants to celebrate her strength, her uniqueness. Someone who's willing to be a supporting partner to one another, where it's a beautiful dynamic of an interdependent relationship. You know, sometimes we think that strong, independent women, that they don't seek love. I believe that they do. They do seek love, but they want it with the right partner, and they're not willing to settle until they find someone where they are compatible with, someone who she can thrive in life with together. And that's what I'm going to get into in today's video. Why strong, independent women, they need emotionally secure men as a partner. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. My first point number one, let's just get rid of the myth that some of us believe that men are intimidated by strong, independent women. You know, sometimes we hear this all the time, and I believe this is toxic. Sometimes we believe that men don't want women who are ambitious, who have their own mind, that they want someone who's subservient, who's submissive, who wants to be controlled. Bullshit. Excuse my language, but that is the only way to put it. You know, strong, healthy men are not looking for women to be their slaves. You know what? The truth is, the kind of men that feel intimidated by a woman who has her own mind, who has gone after her dreams, the things that she wants, who's a go-getter, a badass, who's no one's stopping her, the kind of men that are really intimidated by these type of women are insecure men. So it's true, some men are intimidated by strong, independent women, but those men are the insecure men. These are the type of men who don't have a good self-esteem about themselves, who don't have a good sense of self-worth. And what often happens is they try and control women, especially women who probably don't have their own finances or are in vulnerable situations. These are the type of men who come in to take advantage of this woman's life by maybe providing for her financially. And then there is a power dynamic situation where it becomes toxic, where he, although maybe providing financially, he's controlling her. He's controlling where she wants to go, where she wants to travel, because he's paying for everything. So he gets to have all the say in his mind. If he's paying for everything, then he's in control. And not all men are like this when they support a woman financially, but there are men, insecure men, who will use finance to control women. These are the type of men when you go to bars and, you know, all of a sudden they want to pay for everything, your drinks and whatnot. Not all men, but some men, when they're being overly generous, we need to be careful. We need to be careful that it's not transactional where he's wanting something back, and that something is to control you, to control your movement. And this becomes unhealthy. A strong, independent woman, she understands that an emotionally secure man is not going to be intimidated by her success. He's not going to feel like she needs to be a competition to him because he doesn't feel good enough about himself. Instead, he will elevate her. He will support and encourage her to go after her dreams and her goals and her ambition. He admires her for doing all the things that she wants to do. He is going to become like an anchor, her backbone for her to go after her dreams. And that's why it's so important to understand and get rid of this myth that men don't like women who are independent, have their own mind. That's not true. It's insecure men who find this intimidating. Strong, healthy, emotionally secure men, they in fact want a woman who has qualities that he can build something with, not someone he can control, someone who can treat as a slave and do as and when what he wants. No, healthy, strong men, they are looking for an equal partner. So I want us to understand what it is that emotionally secure men, what they bring to the table, and why it's so important for a woman who has her own mind, who can make her own decisions, why it's so important that she looks for certain qualities in men so that she can be in a partnership with someone where she can flourish, when she can thrive towards building a better life together. Because I think we can underestimate the importance of choosing a partner. And when we end up choosing a partner that we are not compatible, or someone who isn't uplifting our life, this can really take us on a trajectory that we do not want to go on. And that's why we do need to be selective about who we choose, focusing on the right things like values and beliefs, and someone who actually supports you for who you are as a woman, rather than drag you down and make you not feel good about who you are. So the qualities to look for in a man, an emotionally secure man, I'm going to point out a few, something that we can look out for if you are dating someone maybe, or looking for a partner. These are the kind of things that I would keep in mind. Number one is a secure, emotionally secure man. He is a type of man who is not going to need constant validation, constant approval. An insecure man is a man who's going to be quite needy, where he wants you to be available as and when he needs. He needs you to always validate and boost his ego. This is the type of man that's freaking exhausting. This is the one that wants you to pick up the phone call all the time. And if you don't, then he gets worried. He has trust issues. It's exhausting. Emotionally secure, independent women are in need of a man who can give her space. Guess what? Women need space too. We hear that men need space. They need to go into their cave. Guess what? Strong, independent women who've got things going on in their life, they're doing stuff, projects, passions, whatever it may be, family, they also need a breathing space. They don't want to mother and nurture someone where it becomes another job for them. They need someone who is secure in who they are, to be a pillar next to them, supporting them in life. And this is an important trait to look for in an emotionally secure man, a man who can give you the space, who understands the importance of both being an individual where you can trust him and he's not going to make you feel guilty about anything, not going to play mind games, get jealous if you're not with him all the time. This is a sign of an emotionally secure man, a man that can be on his own, who is okay with his own company, who isn't always anxious if he's not doing something or another. That's a sign of an emotionally secure man. The second point is a man with emotional maturity, the way he handles things, his communication method. So, for example, sometimes we have probably met someone or a guy, whoever, maybe he has love bombed you 1 minute, 1 minute he's communicating with you in a healthy way, and then before you know it, he's just disappeared. You don't know where he is, and he doesn't communicate with you. Someone who can deal with things in a mature way is paramount, because the reality is we're going to face so many challenges. Being in a relationship, it's not just all roses and rainbows and sunshine. No. Life is always throwing curveballs at us that we need to overcome, and being in a relationship means overcoming those obstacles together. And a huge part of that is dealing with things in a mature way, and that is communication. When a man knows how to communicate with you in a healthy way, where he's not disappearing, where he's showing up and being consistent. An emotionally secure man is going to be someone who is stable, someone where you can open up, be vulnerable with, so that you can share the things that you are worried about in life. Because isn't that what we want? Especially when we are going out there into the world and we're encountering so many problems. We want someone where we can come back to and share the things that we feel insecure about. Otherwise, what's the point of having a partner if you cannot go through things together? The whole idea, in my opinion, of being in a relationship is to make life a bit more easier for one another, to make it a bit more joyful. The next thing to look out for in an emotionally secure man is a man who is reliable, consistent, and has unshakable integrity. What do I mean by this? I mean a man who matches his words with his actions. It's so easy for people to say they're going to do this and give you false hope and sell you the dream. But if a man is not following through with doing what he's saying he's going to do, then don't take him seriously. That's an easy route. We can all say things that we're going to do. An emotionally secure man, he takes his word seriously. He follows through with his actions. And when plans fall through, stuff happens in life, as they do, he will communicate, I'm really sorry, I cannot make it. He'll give you enough time. This is the type of man who is going to let you know if he's running late. Babe, I am on my way. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be there. I'll see you soon. Love you. This is an emotionally secure man. He is consistent. You can rely on him. He's not going to make you feel anxious about where he is. On the other hand, a man who is not secure or playing games or unavailable, again, he's the type of guy that's just going to disappear, who doesn't have the courtesy and the respect to let you know that he's running late, because this is a sign of disrespect. He doesn't care about you enough to think about your feelings. He's only thinking of himself. It means he's not available. He's not secure in who he is, or he's confused. An emotionally secure man is a type of man that you can depend on. He has integrity. He likes to follow through with what he says he's going to do. And this is so important in a relationship. This is a trait that I believe someone who can get anxious, for me, This is so important, that someone is dependable and reliable. The next point number 4, a trait of an emotionally secure man is a man that is willing to own his mistakes and not let his ego and his proudness take over. A man that has a growth mindset. If you're with someone who refuses to take responsibility for their action, then you know what? That's exhausting. Someone who cannot admit that they are a human being and they can make mistakes, that's hard work. We are all going to make mistakes in a relationship, in life. When you have a man who is reflective, who understands the part that he has had to play in things going wrong, that's when you can work together with this kind of person, where you can work together as a team to overcome obstacle, where he is reflective, he makes the changes, says sorry. That's how you can progress in a relationship with one another, when both people can be open and honest and transparent about their actions and how they feel. But when you're with someone who's really closed off, who doesn't want to own their mistakes, it means they're not investing in this relationship. It means that he's not fully present and available. He doesn't want to give his full self, or he just wants to let his ego take over. Some people just don't like to admit that they're wrong, unfortunately. Some people just don't want to own their own mistakes. An emotionally secure man, he has no problems owning his mistakes and his responsibility, because he knows that he's not perfect and he knows that that's okay. And he wants to work together to progress and to go forward in a relationship. When a strong, independent woman and an emotionally secure man, when they come together, I believe this is what makes, an unstoppable team. It's like electric. For me, this is a beautiful dynamic when this type of people come together. It means a relationship is built on trust. It's built on respect. It's built on shared values. It's not about a man controlling a woman, taming her, dimming her light. Absolutely not. He understands that the beauty in her strength, the beauty in the things that she wants to do, and he's going to encourage her. He's going to support her. They're going to support one another. It's not about being independent and not needing one another. It's about being interdependent, where two individuals come together and support one another, being like two solid trees next to one another, where the root is intertwined and linked. They're still invested in one another, but yet they're still two individuals in life, getting the sunshine that they need and helping and supporting one another to flourish in life. And that's what it's like to be with an emotionally secure man, someone that will help and support you flourish in life, support one another. These are my points for today's topic: why strong, independent women, they need an emotionally secure man. Share with me your thoughts. I would love to hear from you if you've got anything to add. Maybe you can add something that I've not discussed in today's video. Press a like if you have found value in this video. Subscribe to support the channel. That would really help. I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.